We're happy to talk to head coach of the Trine Thunder, Brooks Miller. Coach, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me here.
Are you ready for some basketball?
I think we are.
Are you getting there?
It seems like, sometimes you have these not as successful seasons and you get really hungry to get back and make up for some of the mistakes you made the year before. And then coming off the season we had this year, it's the same hunger, if not more, to get back out there and try to do it again.
17-0, 17 straight through the season last year. An incredible run with no seniors on the roster. Well, looking back to that dream run, what were some of the keys that allowed or enabled that team to be so successful?
Well, there were a lot of things. I think we can start with our administration providing the opportunity and the energy that brought. I think knowing that we were able to play and do some things that other places weren't brought a unique energy, not just to our athletic department from a coaching staff standpoint, but also it trickled into our players, an appreciation and a value. The biggest thing I think our young men did that separated us from everybody else was we had a victimless mentality. We did not consider ourselves victims of COVID, of lack of court time, poor officiating, whatever it was. Their mentality was, hey, it's an opportunity. When they said we had to go from not wearing masks to wearing masks in practice, didn't get upset about it, we did it. Same thing with games. When they canceled our Division III tournament, I got a bunch of calls. Hey, so sorry, you guys are doing so. Hey, it's fine. It's fine. We still compete for an MIAA title, and I promise you, if we can do what we need to do, we're going to have an opportunity to play some extra games at the end of the year. So the guys never felt sorry for themselves. They've never been around a group like that. They really embraced adversity. We got to go to Hope on the road in a crucial game after we played really well against them here, and the lights go out. We got a couple of squirrels caught in the in the generators downtown, and we got no lights, so we practiced in the dark at MTI the night before the Hope game. So lots of different things the team overcame because of who they are, and I think you got to give a real credit to their parents and their families. It's a real special group of people that we've been able to accumulate together, and as a coaching staff, it's been fun to watch them grow.
Nick Bowman goes from playing sporadically as a sophomore to leading your team last year. He ends up being the player of the year in the conference, the leading scorer, all region, all nation,
all everything,
all American. A guy with roots in this community. It's a great story, and when you get to meet him and talk to the kid, it's an even better one. He really stepped up and led your team last year.
Absolutely, and I think it's a real product of his teammates and his love that he has for his teammates and they had for him. And it's not an uncommon story here at Trine University. Let's just look at Evan Wise in football a couple years ago. Played JV for 2 years, backup quarterback, and he's considered one of the finalists for the Gagliardi Award. I think Nick's growth is really epitomizes D3. The work he's put in, and again, never feeling sorry for himself for, you can look back and say maybe the coaching mistakes we made of not getting him more time, or just the fact that he got that much better in a year, probably a little combination of both, but something to really be proud of, not just for Nick, but the group. And Nick did it on 15 shots a game. Yeah. He didn't try to do too much. I think that the group really stuck to the same focus of little details each and every day, and Nick happened to be the beneficiary of that as an individual, but it was really a team award because you can't be an All-American if you don't win. And I think that the team recognized that, and nobody has put in more hours than Nick at becoming a great athlete and a great player. We have some guys that have matched him, but nobody's put in more, so I think we all have a deep respect for that.
You had this incredible run with underclassmen last year. A lot of young guys playing big-time minutes, and it's no surprise that a lot of people expect you to do well this year. Preseason ranked in the top 10 nationally and all the rest of that. That the success you had last year is going to bring. Teams are going to know they're playing Trine. That'll be a game that a lot of teams circle on their schedule. Your guys have to be hungry and not content with the success they had last year, and I have a feeling that you and your coaches and players are on top of that.
Sure. We read a preview the other day of a team in our league says they want to avenge the loss to Trine. There will be a different level of preparation this year as compared to COVID. I think there was a uniqueness to how you had to prepare last year for games. I think this year will be more conventional. So there is a scouting report on us too now. And I think that our guys are ready for that challenge. But in the end, it still comes down to the same things that we focused on last year: finishing our cuts, sprinting to screen, communicating defensively, being in the gaps, having enthusiasm for each other. All the fundamentals will determine if we can duplicate what we did last year. It really doesn't change. Now, the challenge is we have guys that have gotten better, and we're adding a couple pieces to the puzzle that make us a better team. So roles will change,
right.
And how we handle those roles and the adjustments of those roles will be the determining factor early on. How many games or wins we can accumulate, but it doesn't change with us. We are still working towards being the best team we can be in that MIAA tournament, because I've been around long enough in Division III. You can win 20, 22 games, but the only way to secure your spot in that NCAA tournament is to win the MIAA tournament and stay locked in. So that's our goal, is to win the MIAA tournament and receive that automatic bid, but it's just a daily progression of staying focused on the little stuff that isn't in a stat sheet that I thought we did better than anybody last year.
Rock solid backcourt with Bowman and Bryce, and then you go up front. And I bought stock in Brett Cox early. I was in early on the Brett Cox, and he's been so fun to watch, his intensity and leadership as well. You entered a new guy into the mix last year named Emmanuel Magnanglo that I think stepped on the scene and made a big difference as well. Averaged around 6 points a game last year, and just killer on defense and helping out on the boards and everything as well. He seems to be a guy that, you look at the team and you project forward, could have a lot of upside. I know you got a lot of those guys. Mm-hmm. Can you talk for a second about Manny and what he brought last year and what you expect in the future?
Well, he changes the way the game is played with his presence, being out there. For a young man to have as much gifted physical abilities as he has with his length and athleticism, he has an incredible basketball IQ of what's going on. He communicates as good as any player we've ever had, and at that position defensively it is significantly important. And other teams have to know he's there. I can't tell you how many phone calls I get from other coaches of, we had to do this or we had to do that because we knew when he was in the game we weren't going to get these shots in these certain areas. So, but he also makes energy plays. He's a hard-playing young man that understands what we want to do, and he's continuing to learn. And he's got a great group of now seniors and upperclassmen last year that have brought him along and made him feel comfortable. So he does bring a different. It's a unique presence in the paint defensively. Even though he's only playing 15 to 20 minutes a game as a freshman, it just changes the way the other team approaches what they do, because not only do they have to get by Nick Bowman out on the perimeter, after they do get by Nick or maybe penetrate our defense out there, then they're looking at Brent with his solid body there to step up and steal the baseline, or Emmanuel there to challenge a shot at the rim. Their job's not over. So. But I do think, with that being said, we all need to improve in the rebounding area. And I think one thing that Emmanuel has really adjusted to this year is focusing on helping us on the offensive boards, and he'll have a significant impact in that area for us.
For our viewers looking forward to the start of the season and Trine basketball, and you have so many great fans in the area and here on campus, are there any names at all, a name or two, that we're not familiar with that might get a little playing time this year? Or with all the guys returning, are those spots pretty much solidified?
Well, and that's a unique challenge as well.
Right.
With everybody coming back, trying to improve on your role is always your goal.
Gotcha.
Every year coming in. And a lot of people see that as playing time. Okay, how can I get to play more next year? Or if I'm playing all the time, how can I affect the box score a little bit more? So those are challenges that we'll have to deal with all of our returning guys. We're going to start the same group we started at the end of the year last year, but we're also adding some pieces like Riley Cox, who's been in the program for 2 years as a JV player, has grown 3 inches and has been making a lot of shots. So his improvement has been significant. His physical maturity, he'll have a big impact on our team this year. Hayden Jones, coming from East Noble High School, him and Brent were teammates, and they had back-to-back 20-plus win seasons and sectional championships there at East Noble for the first time in a while. He's going to come in and help us handle the ball and fill the role that Rhys Mackenzie left by not being able to participate this year, we're hoping. But also Ryan Preston, a freshman out of Carroll High School, has got a great opportunity. He does all the things that we value with players and is showing that early on. Grant Paul, extremely high basketball IQ, father's an alum here. A Sylvania, Ohio kid that we think is well beyond his maturity level of being a freshman. He just plays the game at a much more calmer pace than most young guys do. And then Aiden Smiley out of Tennessee is growing and understanding his role and how he can help us. So, but it's an exciting challenge for us to fit those new pieces as well as make the adjustment to the roles that we have to do just to make the team better.
Last thing for you, Coach, going into the season, you're going to be without one of your rotation guys in Rhys Mackenzie. You mentioned that a minute ago. You're doing something special for Rhys on Saturday.
Yeah, the parents got together, and Rhys I've been doing this here at Trine now going into year 11, and we've had some really incredible teammates here at Trine, and there's never been a more valuable one than we've had in Rhys. Our championship team in 2019, he's on the scout team every day, making us better, making us a better perimeter defensive team, the way he could shoot the ball and share the ball in the perimeter. As a sophomore, really filled the same role again as a sophomore, and with an incredible attitude. And then last year, shots against Huntington in the exhibition to win us the game. Shots against Adrian at home at the end of the game. Going to Hope without Connor Jones and him hitting 2 threes in the second half when we were struggling to score. Even though his minutes may have been limited, his off-the-court presence was so significant. Nobody got the bench more excited than Rhys, regardless of whether he played 8 minutes or 34 minutes like he did against Huntington. So we're really disappointed that he won't be on there on the floor competing with us every day, but he's helping us as a student coach. And Saturday, the parents and the players got together. We want to honor him and play like number 11 day on Saturday. The first 150 students and fans that will be there will receive a play like number 11 t-shirt. We hope everybody can come out and do that. Our players will be wearing them in warm-ups, but Rhys really embodies everything we talk about in Trine basketball and being a great teammate and having an impact on the success of the team without having your name in the lights or doing your post-game interviews because you scored 20 or 30 or did this or that. Rhys is really the glue of what we had last year, keeping everybody together, and he'll continue to do that just in a different role. So very proud to have him a part of our family and more than excited to honor him on Saturday.
What a year last year, and I think the anticipation and the excitement around your program has never been higher. Really looking forward to the season, Coach.
Thanks, Andy.